The CME Open happened on Monday night, guys, and we literally had seen a strong dump. Right now, Bitcoin keeps on going as hard as possible to the low side. We literally had seen Bitcoin give us a nice pump. However, as we have seen that happen previously, every single pump is just a fake out, and then we keep on dropping lower. I'm going to talk about a possible target of 67k on Bitcoin, and also where is going to be the next setup on Bitcoin, because right now, as you can see, guys, we have literally been dumping for the past, good to be honest, I'd say like maybe 8 hours. Bitcoin had opened the CME Open, and I basically guys said that exact thing on yesterday. Yesterday, guys, I made a video and I told you guys that you gotta be cautious and patient for the CME Open. Most of you guys don't pay much attention to that, and I told you guys that you have to see how Bitcoin actually moves much different once the CME opens, which is actually at 2 a.m. Dubai time. As you can see, we literally saw Bitcoin lose 90.4k and then drop immediately to the lower side. And I explained that in the past video. I think this video on the channel, I told you guys that if we lose 90.4k, I'm going to be prepared to get a nice, or at least be prepared to watch a nice drop on Bitcoin. Us losing 90.4k would probably cause an immediate exact drop to 87.5k. However, I want to make it quite clear that yesterday and even prior to yesterday, I gave you guys an idea, a possible long scenario, which was at around 87.2 to 87.6. I think that I had a line that was at 87.2 and also a line that was at 87.6. And before I mentioned my expectations and also my predictions, let me talk about, and also my setups, obviously, let me talk about what happened yesterday on Bitcoin, because I think that most of you guys should have, or please, all of you guys should have avoided logging 87.6, 87.2, and this would be an exact amazing case to explain to you guys and teach you guys a lesson to why never put or set a limit order whenever you're day trading, guys. As I told you guys yesterday, and prior to that, we had the idea to long Bitcoin, and basically the idea was around us losing 90.4k. I said that if we lose this line, I'm going to be prepared for a drop on Bitcoin, but you must not short the market. But wait, once we get lower, we hit this area of 87.6. We had a confluence, multiple ideas that would support trying a long here. We had the anchored view up that was basically taken from the beginning of the uptrend. So we had this anchored view up here. And also we had an MPUC and a daily. So we had three reasons that were all clustered in between 87.6 all the way lower to 87.2. And I told you guys basically the way I execute my trades is I wait for a positive good reaction. Hence why please never set limit orders, because had you actually watched the video and then if you actually put or set a limit order, you would have been actually like entered the trade, and then you would have immediately been underwater, because if you literally see or watch the market reaction, you would have been able to avoid not longing, as I did. To be honest, it was also it happened at night for me, so I didn't even know I have to think about it. But even if I was awake, I would have definitely 100% avoided longing here. This is why I always tell you guys to put an alert order, an alert notification on, rather than setting an limit order, because we literally saw Bitcoin drop immediately, as you can see, and never offer us a single good bounce off of the area. So if someone had maybe listened to the video without understanding the idea or the concept of obviously watching for a certain reaction before entering a trade, maybe some of you guys, the beginners out there, would have entered. But please take it as a big important lesson, because I'm not here talking, or I'm not here saying that, oh, I didn't long, but obviously you have to understand, guys, that this was an easy long to avoid. Yes, I'm quite happy. We obviously, like we spoke about the idea or the rationale about or behind losing 90k.4, and if we lose this, I told you guys that if we lose 90.4, I'm going to be prepared for a drop to at least 87. And even though, like, notice how the market doesn't necessarily follow and respect every single line. You have to understand, guys, that trading is a game of probability. So even though we had the MPUC, we had the daily, we had the anchored view up, all reasons to try a long, just because we had seen no good positive reaction at the 87.6k level, we have to understand that you shouldn't be longing randomly. You have to pay close attention to the closes of the 15-30 minute time frame, and you can clearly see that Bitcoin literally dropped immediately. We didn't get even a single 1 hourly candle above these areas. Even on the 30-minute time frame, we literally saw nothing in terms of a good reaction. So hopefully, I'm going to read the comments in a bit. Hopefully most of you guys have avoided taking a long. I didn't want to be honest, like not talk about it. I want to address it immediately because I do understand that maybe most or some of you guys are beginners out there. So rather than not talk about it, I need to address that, guys. Maybe some of you guys would take it as an opportunity to be taught a lesson here, because you have to understand that whenever I talk about a certain trade, it requires obviously waiting for the reaction, not setting a limit order and then going to sleep. Anyways, with that covered, now let me talk about Bitcoin and what's happening on Bitcoin, because technically right now, what's like how harsh of a drop that we had seen from 93 all the way lower now to 84 could maybe signal that what is happening right now is similar to what happened at, say, from 116 all the way lower and 107. As you can see, let me immediately just put back the rectangle that we had on. As you can see, this is a little local important, as you can see, resistance line. So we got this little resistance line that is at, I'd say, 87.5. So the previous support has now flipped into resistance. But now let me cover the higher time frame ideas before I go on a lower time frame, because literally right now, if we compare what happened here similar to what happened previously, we can literally see that this is quite similar to what we had seen previously. So we literally saw Bitcoin go from 125 all the way lower to, I'd say, 103, but then we pumped to 116. So we always had seen a little pump within the larger, broader idea of a dump. So we had seen a pump to 116 and then a dump, and then also a little pump to 107, and then also a dump, as you can see. So technically, this isn't outside of the norm of us having little pumps, faking everybody out, making everybody super bullish, and then liquidating them and keeping or falling much lower. Even if I take a quick comparison before guys, I tell you the ideas and my expectations and how we can actually technically even fall lower to 67k. This isn't my opinion, to be honest, but I wanted to be honest, like cover the full ideas here. So just before I give you the targets and also maybe little setups, let me cover also on a higher time frame how similar the pump we had seen, similar to the previous fake pumps we had seen. So I've covered that idea, and basically that was the reason why, or how I managed to short 107, because I saw a similarity between the pump we had seen on 107 and also between 116. So I spoke about this idea, but I want to also reiterate and cover it again, because last time we had seen, by the way guys, we had seen the drop from the all-time high all the way lower to, as you can see, the beginning of the pump, as you can see. So I think at 103, and if we take a comparison, you will see that basically we had topped out at around the 50% area. So we had the drop and then we pumped 50% of the actual drop. Anyway, so if you take that same exact value and you then measure the drop from 116 all the way lower to 99, 98, you'll see how also at 107 we closely have or had topped out at close to 50%. And lastly, this is close to what happened also here. So same thing, we'll take it from the beginning of the dump, which is 107, to the beginning of the pump, as you can see, from 80.5. And you'll see that basically we had closely, not exactly, but we had closely topped out at 50%. So every single time within the broader bearish movement or the bearish trend, we had every single time we had seen a little a strong dump, and then 50% of that dump happened as a pump, and every single time we actually had seen it as a fake out and then a continuation lower. Anyways, now I want to cover how important the fail to break 91k, or I'd say the rejection off of 91k, is in terms of actually waiting for much lower prices. Because if I take a larger time frame view, as you can see, if I move to the daily time frame, I want to cover how I basically look on Bitcoin or at Bitcoin, to be honest, because as you can see, I want to treat Bitcoin in terms of ranges. And if I take a look at the range that we've been accumulating or ranging into since November 2024 to the current price action, as you can see, if I take a look at this range and I take a volume profile that basically gives me an analysis of the range, as you can see. So I'll take it from November 2024 to the current price, and you'll see how we had literally like perfectly rejected off of 91 92k. We literally hit the anchored viewer, but also most importantly we failed to break the value area low. And for me, to be honest, like I see this as one of, if not the most important bearish thing to happen lately on Bitcoin. To be honest, like we could have actually like reclaimed 92 and then went above to 97. And even if we managed to reclaim 97, I would have predicted, to be honest, a full move reversal to 116. However, right now with the close or the bearish close of the monthly candle, the weekly candle, and also the daily candle looking like that, as you can see, with basically us losing the value area low, losing 91, and then going all the way lower to retest it as resistance, and right now we're rejecting off of it. To be honest, this looks one of the most bearish candles to me personally. I wouldn't wanna spread FUD over here. I'm not saying to sell, obviously guys. Selling and shorting is only done at the top. So if you do not hold a short, please don't be fearful. Please don't be shorting the lows. Doesn't make, to be honest, any sense to try shorting here, but at least avoid longs and also keep your shorts open. So I want to just quickly emphasize how important that is. And with that being mentioned, let's just assume that Bitcoin never, to be honest, like succeeds in reclaiming 91. So assuming that Bitcoin never goes above to 91, never reclaims 91, to be honest, the technical target for me or to me would be 67k. Like even though we have little support that I may try to long, so I have idea to long on the lower time frame, I may have an idea to long at 78, but technically and also in terms of how the structure looks like, the price action, the volume, I'd say that the only good reasonable area to try a large or a higher enough of a long or a larger sum of a long, I'd say that is actually at 67k, where we got the top of the previous, I'd say, all-time high, and also a cluster of volume. To be honest, like, I see nothing of importance in terms of volume holding us back from losing, or after losing 91, to drop all the way lower to 67. So I'm not here predicting that drop to 67. My job as an analyst, my job as a profitable day trader is not here to give you guys a prediction, but rather understand that 67k is not out of the picture yet, especially, or to be honest, like the odds of seeing 67 have highly increased. The probability have gone up since we have not been able to break 91. So you gotta understand this. Yeah, we might try little longs, but I see that rejection that happened would probably like gear us towards going much lower. Now with all this covered, I want to end it off, guys, by saying or giving you guys a little bit of a small setup on the lower time frame, because as I told you guys, even though we may have a little bit of a bias towards obviously much lower, we'll go on a lower time frame and take literal normal, maybe scalp longs, scalp shorts, doesn't matter. Obviously the scalp shorts would be better because there's a possibility of like taking them as a short scalp and then them turning into a much higher trade. But for the longs, we can still try little longs, doesn't matter. Anyways, let me cover, I have an idea to short and an idea to long, and then we'll talk about much deeper stuff, to be honest, in terms of importance. Anyways, just to cover it off, guys, we need to understand how important it is to maybe reclaim 87k on the lower time frame. Doesn't matter or mean much, to be honest, because we still got the same resistance line at 91. So even though reclaiming 87.5 would probably mean us going all the way lower or higher, sorry, to 91, because I told you guys, like every single time we lose 90.5, we go to 87.5. Every single time we reclaim 87.5, we go to 90.5. So similarly right now, if we somehow manage to go above 87.5, I'm going to be expecting a pump, but that would not matter unless we actually magically become able to reclaim 91. Anyways, so assuming that Bitcoin isn't able to break that certain area, which is 87.5, we may also as well try shorting this area. Why? Because obviously this is a previous support that has flipped into a little good resistance line. Also, we have the volume area. As you can see right now, we got the point of control, which was previously as support, but obviously the price is right now below the area. It has to be or become a resistance line. Also, we have the anchored view up that basically represents the beginning of this little local downtrend. So we have the high that has liquidity, we have the anchored view up, we got the volume area. So even though I didn't catch a short from the top, I'm going to be looking for maybe a little scalp short by waiting for the lower time frame, 15-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame, for a little fake pump. And then if we lose 87, I might try to short Bitcoin like that. So it may end up as well being a little scalp, or we can be lucky and have it as a beginning of a scalp, and then it comes out to be a large important swing trade. So on a lower time frame, reclaiming 87.5 is quite good on a lower time frame, but at least we might as well try a short off of this area because we weren't offered a support, we weren't offered a long from it. We could try it as a little resistance line, to be honest. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for sticking along with me. Sorry, I tried to not read the comments for the first beginning 5 minutes. Anyways, I think we've covered quite extensively what happened. So let me quickly read the comments, guys. Hold on a second. Give me a minute here. And also, by the way, sorry for being an hour late. I'm not sure, but maybe 40 minutes, an hour late. Anyways, I try to be as on time as possible, but sometimes I am a bit late, to be honest. Sorry, guys, about it. Give me a second here. Hold on a second. Let me read the comments. We've got the brothers all the way from. We got Muhammad Rafat. How are you doing, brother? Kareem said short from 91.4. Where are we going, bro? I think we've covered that. So yeah, most of the questions would be covered by me just talking about Bitcoin. Anyways, we've got Kareem said you did say long on the weekend though. I mean, I'm not sure where you heard that from. Maybe you can link me an exact time stamp of a certain video. I'm 100% certain that I've never said long on the weekend. Trust me, brother. Maybe a miscommunication, maybe the accent or the way I've said it wasn't clear, but I'm 100% sure that I'll never say long or short. I could give a setup. So obviously, yeah, I've covered the idea that I spoke. I have to make it quite clear, guys, that you have to understand that here, we're not in the business of actually predicting the price. We're only in the business of making money by picking the certain areas where the reward is higher than the risk. But sometimes it's much easier than that, because obviously sometimes we may mention a certain area. So like, notice how we had spoken about 87.6, but we literally saw an immediate strong dump to the lower side. So it's literally, it would take someone who's skillful to literally snipe an entry of a long, because like, trust me, guys, like long in here would have been hard. Like literally no good reaction. I'm not here to maybe save myself of the comments, or I'm not here being afraid of someone telling me, oh, you told us to long, you're at fault. 100% I wouldn't matter, or I wouldn't care, to be honest, at all. I'm just saying it in terms of actually using this as a good lesson, whether you longed or not. Guys, you have to understand that talking about a setup isn't the same as taking it. Like obviously, had I taken the setup, you would have seen it in my week's portal, because I tried to show it to you guys and be as transparent as possible. But trust me, guys, avoiding long in 87.6 would have, or is, to be honest, one of the easiest things to do. Like, I think that avoiding taking trades is much easier than trading themselves. Give me a second. All right, so we got Randa in the chat. Yo, Alexander Livingsman said, hello, fellow champs. How are you doing, brothers? I hope some of you, or sisters too, I hope some of you made profits along the way. Yeah, exactly, to be honest. Like, I'll totally love the fact if someone managed to get a short. Like, obviously, I would have loved to short, or to have shorted 91. Like, now looking at it, like, obviously, what they saw, like, the hindsight is 2020, because obviously, yeah, now with the drop, I would have been able to see, oh, right now, obviously this looks pretty similar to what happened on 107. The percentage of a pump compared to the dump is 50%, which I literally used as an exact comparison. If someone had watched me, I'd say for the past, when was this? I think 11th of November. So if you had been watching the channel for the good 3 weeks, you would have watched the reasons why I shorted 107, which I still hold, by the way, guys. As you can see, this is the short that I still hold, 106.3 to be exact. Anyways, so now looking at it with hindsight, obviously, it looks like a perfect short to be had. Like, it looks pretty similar to what happened here. Like, look at this. We started making or giving liquidity. So we had the liquidity, and then we pumped to a 50% area, hit a value area low, not been able to break it. and then went lower. Exactly same textbook move happened again on I'd say from yesterday and before that. So anyways, we had seen the value area low not being broken or not being able to reclaim. Also, we had went up 50% of the dump that we had seen, and also we had hit an amazing exact anchored view up. Also, by the way, I think that here we had also an anchored view up, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, as you can see how perfect it is, like hit of an anchored view up of the previous trend. Also coming up or pumping 50% of the previous trend, and also hitting or not being able to break a value area low. So yes, I do to be honest, like I do have to admit that looking at it from hindsight is much clearer that right now it would have been much obvious that yeah, we should have seen it. And I obviously spoke about it, guys, but why didn't I short? Like, most of you guys should ask me this question, because I think that it's quite important to think about it and actually hold ourselves accountable. Because to be honest, like in the morning, I felt quite bad for not shorting this move, as you can see at 91. But then I actually started to think about it much deeper, and I basically saw multiple things that maybe that were the reason for not shorting. Obviously, look at this. Like, we literally the value area low was at 90.4, and we also had the hit of the anchored view up, which was at around, I'd say, 91. So we also totally different to what we usually see on Bitcoin. We started moving in a boring sideways movement from a Thursday. Usually it happens only on the weekend, but no, Thursday we had started it, and we actually kept on moving sideways for a good, to be honest, like a good 4 days exactly. So to be honest, like we had gone up above the value area low. We were fighting with the anchored view up, so we were literally we were held on both sides by an important resistance line and also by an important support. And also, it's quite hard to short if the reaction isn't, or the rejection isn't quite fast. Like, usually if I wanted to short, I would have loved to see, like, you would have seen me short this and be totally happy about it if we had seen Bitcoin like hit this, as you can see. So if we had seen the retest of the anchored view up, this one, and then we saw a loss of 90.5, I would have shorted, to be honest. But looking at it right now and revising what made me not short, I'm totally proud of not shorting, even though it is easy in hindsight to say that this is actually an easy top to call guys, yeah. But to be honest, ranging for 4 days in between an important, very strong previous resistance, which is now support, and a bit less of important, to be honest, because obviously the value area low is much stronger than the anchored view up. Ranging in between an anchored view up and a value area low of the whole past year, to be honest, I'm totally proud of not shorting, because like, notice even how quick we had dumped lower. Like we didn't just lose 90.4 and then like range a bit and then fall lower. No, we literally immediately lost it, and then let me go on a 5-minute time frame. We literally on a 5-minute time frame lost it. You would have had maybe 5 minutes at 3 a.m. in the morning to maybe short if you like were prepared, and then we literally had seen a strong dump. Now you gotta understand that this dump was actually, I did cover it from yesterday. I spoke about how easy we will see a move if we lose this to go to here, but obviously I didn't want to short it because I understood that we were literally like consolidating for a good, I'd say, 4 days. And if someone is asking themselves, why did we exactly drop? It's nothing related to the news. You gotta understand, guys, that we literally had been ranging for 4 days, and whenever we range for 4 days, usually it's easy to get a drop or a pump because liquidity is thin, and also there is a large amount of longs being opened at this area. So imagine if we lose a certain area, especially because this area literally had not seen any efficiency. It had inefficiency in the price. So losing a certain area, and also lots of people or traders literally jumping or piling up in terms of like longs that were literally stuck and stacked on top of each other for a good 4 days, guys, before we had seen that drop. So I wouldn't focus much about the reason. I wouldn't look for a certain news that caused the drop. Trust me, guys, it's purely technical. The market is filled with overly leveraged traders, hence why, especially at night at the semi-open, it's quite easy to manipulate the price and also to get it dropping very heavily and strongly. So hopefully you guys all understood why and how this happened. To be honest, it doesn't matter. Just I just want to cover it why quickly. Let me quickly look at the comments, guys. Hold on a second. Thank you, brothers and sisters, so for showing up. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. We have touched a critical volume like 85k. Yeah, to be honest, like let me cover maybe the closest setup because maybe I didn't mention it at the beginning. We have also a little, I wouldn't say one of the most important areas, but I have to say it because obviously it is technically a support line. We have the 84.642, which is the MPOC and the daily. So right now, if I was to come up with a little scalp long, as I did with a little scalp short we came up with at say 87, we may be ranging for the day in between 87.5 and 84.6. So we have a little MPOC daily line that we just missed, as you can see, and we also have this important area. So technically, especially if we stay for longer on the live stream, we might be trying to short this and then keep it open, and then if we go lower, if the reaction is good, try long in, and obviously I'll have them both open and then see which one sticks on for longer. So I'm prepared to short if we go here, prepared to long if we go here, but only on the lower time frame. You gotta understand this, guys, because obviously if you're a beginner out there, you're going to be confused. 100% you're going to be confused if I'm speaking about the 5-minute time frame and giving ideas about longs, and maybe 20 minutes ago I was talking about 67k on Bitcoin. So please understand the mix in between these. Give me a second here. Good evening. Thank you, brother. Living's fun, man. We got Alan. How you doing, brother? Alexander, how do you place your stop losses? Basically, I think I've said that, but I think that's one of the most asked questions and also one of the most answered questions, but it doesn't matter, to be honest. I totally enjoy answering questions. So thank you for asking me such technical questions. I basically, if you have a reason to enter such trade, obviously you have a reason, or you have an area where your reason is invalid. So put your stop loss at the invalidation point where the technical trade is no longer valid. What do you see on the open interest, CVD, diversions, and order flow? Enter a trade. Thank you. To be honest, what I'm looking at right now is a huge amount of shorts being open, but technically, like, even though I like the idea of having lots of shorts open, have them stuck, and then see higher prices, but you have to understand, guys, that if we see a large amount of shorts being open, with Bitcoin actually responding to these shorts by dropping, this is actually more bearish than bullish. So contrary to my usual statement, you have to understand that if longs are opening with the market going up, that is bullish. If the market is going lower with shorts being open, that's quite bearish. Good morning, brother, and everyone. Thank you, TD4, for showing up. We got long or short. I think I've covered these questions, but let me quickly read them. What is the line on 84.6k? This line is two lines together. I basically try to clean up the chart by if I have two reasons for a trade and they're too close to each other, I'll put them as one line. Anyways, as you can see, this is basically an NPOC and a daily. Daily is basically a two candle daily closes that are literally on different directions. So as you can see, this is the daily. We got close and open, different direction, never been touched. This is a daily. Anyways, the MPOC is much harder to explain, but just understand that is a point of control of a previous day that was never been touched before. So that is the definition. I know that's easier said than maybe explained, but hopefully you get the gist of it. Thank you. I listed yesterday and I avoid a long. I listened, I think you said. No worries, brother. Thank you. We got Hobby in the chat. Kareem said, that's why I shorted 91.4. I recognize the same thing had happened twice before. Yeah, good for you, to be honest. But as I said, guys, I'm quite proud of the fact that I haven't shorted the top. Like, I would have loved it, but to be honest, I hate the borderline gambling trades, so I'd much rather wait for stuff that is much easier, and by easier I mean just better in terms of actually good probabilities. Give me a second here, guys. All right, so let me double check something. Give me a second here. All right. Today, hold on. I think I've missed a comment, guys. Please bear with me. I'm trying to read them by one. All right. So we got Hobby said today on the weekly chart, RSI is at RS. Trust me, guys. No, I literally would like not tell you, but at least recommend that you stop using the RSI lagging indicator, retail indicator, beginner indicator. Uh, it's time to dead cat bouncer. Not necessarily, to be honest. I think that it depends on what kind of time frame you're looking at. Because on a high time frame, this would be a dead cat bounce, whatever we're calling it nowadays, guys. Wayne said, "Good morning, champions. Please smash the like button on the way." And thank you, Wayne, and thank you, brother, for showing up. Good morning to you too, even though it's evening for me. Salam. How are you doing, brother? Salam. Best crypto channel, free and most value. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got Norway in the chat. Why didn't we pump to 97? Is it due to end of quarter where it always dumps? To be honest, I wouldn't say there is a certain reason. And sorry, just to quickly reiterate, guys, that the sooner you learn to stop looking for reasons and just understand that it is what it is, literally, even though it is, I know that is a boring answer, but it doesn't matter why. Just it matters that it is. Trust me, guys. If you want to make money in the market, stop like opening Twitter and looking for reasons why it dumped or why it pumped. If you didn't make money from it, doesn't matter. Stop looking in history or looking back and seeing why this happened or that. Anyway, so if you made money, good for you. And also, there's no reason to look for a reason if you didn't make money. Like you made money, you don't have to read the reason why it pumped or dumped. Also, if you didn't do anything, doesn't matter, to be honest. And as I did, like, even though, like, I have to understand, guys, that the reason why I choose, obviously, that I choose that, the reason why I choose to go live every single day from Monday to Friday is to explain the intricacies in trading that I wouldn't be able to do that on a certain, like, little simple videos. Because, like, even though I only do these little videos for those who are not able to watch the full live stream, and also just to keep you guys updated with the basics. But you have to understand this, that trading isn't as simple or easy as I may make it seem to be from my little videos. Like I'm trying to do the style of making it a bit easy, but obviously it's hard to do that because like if you had watched the video from yesterday, all I was able to maybe dumb down was basically if we go above 92k, expect a bump. If we lose 90.4k, expect a dump. That was covered pretty well, and I would say that I did quite a good job, to be honest. Like not being arrogant here, but I'm quite happy about like mentioning the avoid longs if 90.4k is lost. So that is easy to maybe explain in a video, but then explain the intricacies of like the lower time frame entries, putting an alert, talking about expectations and predictions. That would be much harder to explain in a video. So that's mainly the reason why I'm trying to combine both worlds, guys. Give you the little simple videos in terms of maybe getting a quick update. Obviously, guys, most of you guys aren't able to attend a full hour of me literally ranting on and on. But also, I'd also recommend if you're trying to make it in the market by becoming a profitable trader, you gotta spend time. I wouldn't say just listen to me, but you have to allocate some time into learning, whether that would be through our channel or my channel or somewhere else or someone else, guys. To be honest, so it doesn't matter about me or not, but I have to understand this, guys, that the videos are a much simplified, dumbed down, maybe form of content when it comes to trading. Like I'm loving the fact that I'm able to do that, but please don't hold me to whatever I say because I only try to make them 4 to 5 minutes, and I literally need at least 20 to 30 minutes to make the little simple update. Like imagine, like even today for this live stream, it literally took me like 25 minutes, 20 minutes to cover everything that I want to cover. So we have to understand this. Like, watch the shorter form simple videos with the mindset that these are maybe the dumbed down simplified versions, and obviously it's better to also watch me whenever I try to go live Monday to Friday. Anyways, we've got Living Funman said if 85k doesn't hold, then we will be right where we were last week. So can we short 95 if it doesn't hold in the 15-minute time frame? I'm pretty sure you mean 85, and shorting 85 doesn't matter. I'm hoping you mean 85, because if you talk about 95, that's too far away, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that. And if you're telling me that should we short now, please, for the love of God, guys, stop asking me about shorts when the market has already dumped. Also, stop asking me about longs if the market is going higher. Like, unfortunately, I've been doing it for quite a while now, closer to 5 years now, maybe 4. Maybe I lied. 4. I think 4 years is much better. I haven't counted exactly, but I've been making content, especially in Arabic, guys, for a quite long time. Anyways, close to 1,000 videos, and also on the English channel. So I do understand that the human psychology is more towards, or geared towards, maybe reactions. So you literally see a pump, and suddenly I get questions if about people that wanna actually jump into a long, and also vice versa. Whenever we see a dump, everybody's asking me about selling and shorting. So please, if you weren't able to profit off of the dump by shorting pre-dump, then don't be wasting your money gambling it on the lows of the market. Because even if we're saying that right now on a lower time frame and also on a higher time frame, it's much likelier than not that we're going lower. I think that every single fake pump is a quite good of a proof, or sorry, it shows you the proof that you can literally be like liquidated, lose your short, and then the price will go lower. So you being right is different to be being right in the correct time, and also in the correct entry. So you have to understand this, guys. Target is 74k. To be honest, totally fine if someone is sharing their targets. Anyways, good morning, thank you Afinga for showing up. Dave said no missed half the show. Damn, no worries, brother. The show is always pre-recorded, or sorry, it is recorded, to be honest. So whenever the live stream ends, you always got the live section where every single live goes. So doesn't matter, just listen to whatever you've catched on, and then once it ends, go back and watch the beginning. Doesn't matter. If you have a question, I'm always open to answering every single question of you guys. Did you take profit on your long position? No. And I'm planning to close it. So I wanted to close it with you guys. Why? Because as the week's port is bugging out on the lower time frame. Anyways, the chart doesn't matter. I just want to look at the trade. So technically, it is more likely than not that we're going to go lower. It's quite close to my entry, so I will close it. As you can see, doesn't matter, to be honest. I can also keep it open because I literally booked the realized P&L. So for the fun of it, let's keep it open, guys. Doesn't matter. Anyways, let me keep it open because I think it's more fun than that, because obviously the profit right now isn't much. But yeah, I didn't close it. I always try to have it open. Oh, sorry, the week's portal in front of you guys open, so you can also or always know about that. Will you also please discuss ETH? I know it normally follows Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll try to take a quick look on it, because even ETH, guys. By the way, yesterday, I'm not sure if I said it on the live stream, but on the video, but maybe on the live stream, I had an idea to long Ethereum, but tell me, for the sake of God, how can someone long me saying that we need to be honest, a good support bounce from 2908? Watch this. Like, tell me, even the most skillful time freezing person wouldn't be able to long this, because nothing was given. So you gotta understand, guys, that first I was asleep, so I think the decision was made for me. You know me, guys, I try not to overly think about stuff. Like, if a setup gets hit when I'm asleep, I wouldn't care. I'd much rather lose it than lose sleep. Also, secondarily, even if I'm awake, obviously this is a setup not to be trading. We literally saw an immediate drop from it or to it. So an easy choice or a decision not to trade this, to be honest, long. Anyways, just because I was asked a question, I'll go back to the chart, hopefully, at a later time. But right now, let me quickly read the comments. We got 7 said, hello, notifications are on all time, just not to miss any opportunity for watching your videos. Brother, thank you 7 for your kind words. I do appreciate that, guys. And by the way, I try not to ask of you guys lots of stuff, but if you're interested in actually following our live stream on a daily basis, I think that my sort of content is only good when you're following it on a daily basis and also watching it very quickly. Because, like, obviously, if I make a little quick video, it wouldn't matter much if you're not watching it immediately. So I think that it would be a smart idea to actually turn the notification bell on, because I think that especially for the little videos, you need to watch them on a daily basis. My sort of content isn't a content that you would sleep on it for 2-3 days and then go back and watch it. Like, every single time the price action moves and changes. So the sort of stuff that we are putting out, guys, here are like very time sensitive. So you either not watch it or watch it in within a couple of hours from it posting, guys. As I said, like, doesn't matter to me. I wouldn't be asking you guys to subscribe or even do that. But if you want to do that, just understand that maybe if you have any any, to be honest, like thought process of trying to learn, I think that setting the notification on is a good idea. Just please, guys, bear with me. I'm trying to read all the comments right now. We've got Alan in the chat. Hello, peeps. Greeting from Curacao. Thank you, brother, for showing up. I noticed you barely use trend lines in UTA. You mainly focus on support, resistance, point of control, VWAP. This might be simply your style, but I'm curious to know. Yeah, exactly. Smart, too true. I like that you noticed that, brother. So thank you at least for noticing that. Yeah, totally correct. Even though what you called support resistance lines are merely different ideas. So a support line that I have isn't a support line just for the sake of it. It's basically a set of ideas that I use. So even though like the lines are colored the same, you can see how I name them differently. So every single line has a different story and a different meaning to it. So it may seem simple, but it is a bit, I wouldn't say advanced, but it's not as simple as it may seem. And also, yes, that's totally true. I am against trend lines. I don't see the to be honest, like, them working, so I don't use them, to be honest. Like, that's my personal choice. So thank you for at least noticing that. Hobby said, thank you, bro. Ahmed, I listened to you yesterday. You advised me to raise your stop loss, protected me from losing 3.5% stop loss. Thank you, brother. I'm quite happy about that. How fast the market drops? It's quite possible to revisit 81k. Yeah, totally, to be honest. I see that 81 or even lower is totally possible, guys, right now. So you gotta be safe and not trade randomly. Like, please, you have to understand this, guys. Even though I'm saying that lower is more probable, don't be shorter right now. Shorts are done when a pump is happening. Like, I literally gave you guys a little idea to maybe try to scalp short, but it has to be done once we get a little of a pump, maybe to 87. So we'll try to stick along or stay for longer on the live stream and see if we get a chance to maybe short the market together. If not, then obviously I wouldn't be participating in the next drop. I'd much rather watch the market go lower with me having an amazing short taken from a previous top, and then do nothing except just watching the price. So I think that most of you guys fail at not watching and doing nothing. Like, doing nothing pays you the most. Anything on the crystal ball? Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't say a crystal ball on that, but yeah, technically, guys, you have to understand that holding 87.5, even on the lower time frame, would make me feel that lower is to come. I'm going to be probably prepared for much lower. Like, even though, just to make it quite clear, I do have little support lines at 84.6, at 82. Technically, I do feel that it's much probable that we drop even lower. Like, the only way to stop us from like dropping immediately lower is to reclaim 87.5. Like, reclaiming 87.5 would probably put the fire out for a bit, and then maybe we can get a little bounce, maybe to 90k, 91, and then maybe retest or fight the resistance line again, whether we break out of it or not, or maybe lose it or go lower. Anyways, this could happen. But if we do not manage on the lower time frame to go back above 87.5, I do feel that lower is yet to come, to be honest. Like, the liquidity, the market structure, the price action, the timing of the drop, I do feel that, especially because we had seen the drop happen on the CME Open, it's much likely statistically that once we open the New York session at 6:30 p.m. Dubai time, it's much likely that we continue following lower or falling lower. I also had seen, or I do see, a huge amount of shorts being open, even though it could be a good thing if the price or like suddenly reclaims 87.5. But with the structure and how often I've seen this pattern, by pattern I mean a thing happening. I don't mean a literal pattern, guys. I mean the pattern of thing happening, or a sequential thing happening. Anyways, with all of that being said, I do feel that shorts are opening. CME opened bearish. No good, to be honest, like strong bullish support below us. I do feel that going to 78, 67 is much likelier than not. So if I had to bet, even though I don't do betting, I think that lower price is yet to come. But please don't take it as a sign for you to short. For the love of God, guys, please don't be shorting if the price had already dropped. Like, yeah, we can have a bearish bias I did have a bearish bias even before that, but that doesn't mean that I short randomly. That would only gear you towards maybe looking for shorts, not longing, opening or sorry, holding your shorts for longer. That's the only thing they should do if you do not have a certain trade that is offered to you. So you have to understand this, guys, that I only short when the price is going up, and just because it has already dropped, nothing to do here yet, guys. What indicators do you use? No indicators from me, guys, or to me, or that I use, to be honest. Like, I know that that's totally boring, maybe not the easiest to understand. Like, the only thing you'll see on my charts are lines that I made up. By made up, I mean the colors and the namings. You wouldn't find them elsewhere. I mean by that, like, you wouldn't find a magical indicator that puts these lines on. The reason why this line is orange just because I chose the color of it. Also, the red lines, I chose them, so it doesn't, the colors aren't like a thing that you can find elsewhere, just a artistic choice, as I think I've called it previously. Anyways, so I only use volume ideas, and that actually covers a whole variety of certain like ideas, support and resistance lines. And also, what else? I also like just plainly look at the price action market structure. So boring, but does make money. Um, you were spot on. Thank you, Rania. TV box, we got TV box in the chat. Snark said, "Do you think going to short now is good idea at short term?" Absolutely not. I made some cash. Good for you, Arania. I'm glad. I'm glad and also happy about that. Can I message you directly? I'd like you to help manage my trades on a one-to-one basis. Would you be able to provide the service? Personally, not. Unfortunately, I have nothing to sell you guys. If you wanna support the channel, also maybe uh join the team, you also have the free Telegram channel, and also we do have the weeks offer, which would be quite nice if someone is looking to move to an exchange. Weeks is the place where I do actually use as my main exchange. So if you want to move to that, that would be totally nice of you guys, because obviously, just to make it quite clear, whether you use the link in the description or the pinned comment, both of them will lead to you using my own, as you can see, referral code. So if you want to support me, totally up to you guys, by the way, but using the code will support me and also give you this little nice bonus. I think that depositing 100 will give you a $50 bonus to trade with. So totally up to you. Other than that, the description is actually empty, so nothing to sell you, no services, unfortunately, even though I'd love to help. So if you have a question, just please put it in the description. Please elaborate on your take regarding the RSI. It will help a lot if people hear, for sure. To be honest, I think I've covered it quite extensively. I even went as far as actually googling the definition or the formula, the mathematical formula of the RSI. But just because I wouldn't want to waste much time repeating stuff, firstly, I'd probably promise you guys that I'm going to be starting making like more videos that would cover maybe educational content. I know that it's easier to refer someone to a video rather than having to repeat the same exact concept every single time I get asked a certain question. And also, just to quickly maybe explain to you why I don't personally use the RSI, I'd say that look at the definition and the equation that comes up with the RSI or makes the RSI up. So you gotta understand this and maybe understand the idea. Give me a second here. All right. So how long did it take you to become a profitable trader, and how did you get over losing trades, if you had any? Thank you. I do like enjoy these questions. I think that they guide us through such an important, maybe, or such a nice educational, fruitful conversation. And to answer that question, I'd say that technically I've been trying to become profitable for maybe, I tried for 3 years, and so it had been 4 years, and maybe I turned profitable like 2.5 years ago, not sure. And so it took me it had been took me 2.5, so I'm not sure if you do the math on it, or I was sorry, yeah, so technically it took me a year and a half. So yeah, sorry, I'm bad at math. How did you get over losing trades, if you had any? To be honest, it's all psychology and mental, to be honest, guys. Like, you have to understand this, that no matter what I tell you, nothing will affect, or maybe it could help, but it wouldn't to be honest help much, because the whole issue of not becoming profitable, like, you can cover the educational side, like I will be able to tell you or explain to you ideas that would help you in terms of like doing the analysis, but the psychological parts have to be done, or have to be like learned from your own self, from your own core inside, guys, because I think we can all agree that stop losses are important. Trading, over trading is bad. Putting a large amount of on a trade is bad. Everything that I think we can all agree on. So I think that there is no reason, or it's going to be a waste of time to mention like known ideas or known rules, because everybody can agree on them. I think that the way to maybe get over a losing streak is actually understanding that it has to be either, you have to understand that if we talk about a strategy, it has to be either an issue with your strategy. So if you're losing a streak, sorry, if you have a losing streak, it's either it's a problem in your strategy, or it is a problem in your psychology and your methodology of following a certain strategy. And if not these two, then maybe just keep on going, because maybe your strategy demands or has a likelihood of you following a certain streak. But if the streak of a losing, if the losing streak is way above the boundaries of your strategy, then you're either following your strategy wrong, or this whole strategy is wrong. Sorry for going too technical here guys, but I do actually love getting such questions. Champ, could you cover ETH if you don't mind? I'll cover them in a minute here. Do you have a copy trade set up on any exchange? I do not have any kind of exchanges copy trading, unfortunately. Don't use indicators. He teaches us to focus on volume, liquidity, and the order flow if you can access. The anchored view up is also important. Wayne is honestly the man. Thank you, brother. You're the champion, the highest champion in between us. So where's a good price to short or long, do you think? I don't want to oversimplify it, but every single line that you see above is basically an idea to maybe short. Every single line that you see below is maybe a good idea to long. Give me a second here. Hold on a second. In my own modest, hold on. I think I've missed. I think I've got lots of questions, guys. So please bear with me. Yeah, so in my own modest analysis, the drop seems to have been triggered by a red candle piercing through a support line dated back to October. What do you think? And why not use trend lines? So first of all, I'd like to maybe give you props for the way you've maybe phrased your comment, because I totally love the fact that you've obviously like said that this is my own. Even modest is actually like too nice, but even saying that that's your own analysis too important, because some of you guys unfortunately fail at understanding the analysis isn't a prediction. So I'm totally against like people giving predictions, but if you're given an analysis or make an analysis, that's totally fine, especially if it's in your modest analysis. That's totally kind of you. Anyways, I don't seem to have understand, or maybe you talk. Yeah, I do understand what you're referring to. He said that the reason why we dropped was because we had lost a trend line. So basically this, yeah. Trust me, guys. Trust me, guys. With all due respect to you and to whoever uses trend lines, personally, I see them as a waste of time. Trust me, the market didn't drop because there's a imaginary line that was pierced through. Like the quicker you learn this, the quicker maybe you get yourself to becoming a profitable trader. Like trust me, if you've got these on your chart, you wouldn't be making money much. All right, we got hold on a second. Ahmed, do you plan to provide copy trading? I think you mean. No, I'm not. So followers who created account through your referral code can also copy your trades. I actually allow you to copy my trades by watching my content, guys. So what's your take on moving averages? Personally, I don't like them because firstly, they're too famous. Secondarily, they are a lagging indicator because they only like respond, or they are too late of, they give you too late of response because they literally move after the price had moved. Like if the price is spiking up, obviously the average will be moved up, and if the price go lower, obviously after like the price had already gone down, the average will be going down. So I think I see them as a lagging indicator, too slow, too known, too beginner friendly. Also the whole idea of them like as a definition is they take the average, so they only look at the price but not the importance of a certain area of volume rather than other area. The reason why I prefer volume is because volume includes real life data or information. So whenever I see like whenever I use the anchored view up, we're talking here about an actual average but taken into account the volume, so it doesn't treat every single candle with the same importance. So that's quite important to me. So if you have a strategy that makes you money, no matter what kind of trading you are or trader you are, doesn't matter, my opinion, to be honest, because I think that school is for you for at least being a profitable trader. So if you are profitable, don't be changing nothing. If you are not been if you aren't been able to become a profitable trader, then you unfortunately or maybe fortunately have to change things up. So it's not a good time to long or short. Yeah, I know that my answers are boring, but trust me, guys, I think that watching is much better than wasting your money and time. More importantly, money, because you don't have to be trading every single move up and down. Uh, what do you consider support being taken? I took the long at 87, thinking it was stabilizing, but I clearly need to broaden my time horizon and be more patient as well as never trying to catch a falling knife. So the easiest thing to say here, because obviously you have to understand that there isn't an exact definition or a rule. I wouldn't be able to give you an equation that if done right you will be finding a confirmed support hit. So we gotta agree that we don't have a certain area, we don't have a certain definition or a rule to follow for you to not be faked out. But with that being said, the least thing you can do just to put back the lines that we had back then. So we had a line at 87.6, okay, and a line at 87.2. So watch how I didn't talk about 87. I spoke exactly about 87.2 and 6. If you want to double check, be my guest, go back to the videos. So not only would I probably recommend and suggest that you also follow the same exact chart that I use, guys. So BTC USD, not USDT, USD, perpetual contract Bybit. That is the exact same chart that is better in terms of volume and also better in terms of you following the same exact lines and candles. And even with that being said, like look at the reaction. Like imagine like seeing this and on a lower time frame, like if I was awake at that time and I was trying to long the hit of 87, 87.2, watch how easy it would have been to avoid longing it. Like it's easy, obviously it's easier said than done, but trust me, like guys, watch, like this is the hit. Let me 1x so it goes back simply. It was that 1x it. All right, so if we play the tape here, watch, like we lost it. So now I'm going to be on ready mode. I'm ready to long if we see a reclaim of 87.7, 87.6 and hold on to it for maybe a little bit of time. I wouldn't give you an exact candle close. It's not that easy, guys, but at least watch for, at least have it doubtful. Like this one is easier to avoid because there was no doubt about trying to long or not. Like watch, think about long in here. Maybe we can, yeah, I think that's quite good. Anyways, we tried to reclaim 87.6. Watch. Nothing done yet. No trade, no longs, nothing to do, and that's all right. That's fine. That's all gone. So see how like easy it would have been to avoid it. So I'd say that maybe you focused on 87, you didn't focus on 87.6, and it's quite important to be precise in terms of numbers. And also I'd recommend using the same exact chart because candles do differ a bit and the pricing does differ a bit in terms of the candle opens, candle price, and all of that sort. Hold on a second. Educational video is so great idea, bro. Thank you. Hopefully, I'm going to be working on it. All right, let me go back to the rectangle that I've removed. Anyways, I think it might be short. I'm not sure what you mean. 82k, possibly a long price point. Yeah, see, any single line that I have on the chart is or would be a possible long, but not all of them would be taken. So the reason why I didn't speak much about the 82k because it's low in confluence. Only the NPOC is here, so only one reason. Also, the price action, no liquidity, bad reaction, or bad price action. So it wouldn't be one of the most proud longs even if I take it. So I'm probably going to be not taking this, but it depends on how we get the move down and whether we actually get an immediate drop below it, or maybe we can create liquidity just above it and then use it as a chance to hit liquidity, hit the fake out, and then long. So I can never tell you in 100% certainty whether I'm going to long or not do anything. But yeah, just keep in mind that every single line below the price is a possible long, and everything above the price is a possible short. Obviously, this is an oversimplification because not everything I'd love to take, and also I'd have to watch it be hit before I do or take anything differently. Uh, let me take a sip of water before I keep on going. I see the reminder about the Mac. Yeah, my bad, brother. It's not totally a lost cause, but I will set it up. Uh, before you became profitable, did you lose capital? Yeah, 100%. Trust me, I'm a human as you are, guys. This has been a bit brutal month for my portfolio. Like really hoping for a W soon. Need to write more in a trading log. Smart. I was glad Bitcoin dumped more, to be honest, because after hitting my stop loss, like the worst feeling is having your stop loss hit and then you see it go in the expected direction. Yeah, totally. I do know the feeling, guys. I do still use demo when market is crazy to make sure I'm still on the market or the correct path. Smart. NPOC meaning, please, it's a naked point of control. So it's a point of control of a certain day, week, month that was never or had never been revisited or hit after closing a certain day, week, month. That's the definition. I know that it's hard to just say it and expect you guys to understand it, but unfortunately, it's hard to go on a rant for like hours explaining this advanced concept. But I think the definition is would be enough for a while. I was really considering changing my stop loss for more midterm trades to have an extra 300 wiggle room for Bitcoin, extra wiggle room on top of already being above below resistance lines. I'd much rather you not focus on the wiggle room, whatever that means, but focus on the invalidation point. So setting the stop loss only is a matter of where will the reasons that made you enter a certain trade will be no longer valid. So that's the only reason to have a stop loss. And also you gotta think about, like, if you increase the wiggle room for your stop losses, how much will be the expected loss per trade. You gotta understand, guys, that you have to keep it much lower than 5%. 1% is, to be honest, much better. If you copy trade the opposite of what I do, you'll be a millionaire. I lose every time. To be honest, everybody feels that way, but trust me, everybody feels that the market always is against them. I've been getting the same exact kind of joke like for years now. Everybody has been saying like, just counter trade me, you'll make money. But trust me, it just feels that way. But once you get over the hump, you'll make money, hopefully. Why you chose 87.6? I'm not sure if you mean about the long or short, so maybe you can tell me. I'll watch you in this and the Arabic channel to gain double XP. Thank you, brother. It's quite an honor to be watching me, whether in one channel or both even. The candle stayed above 85k for hours before fall because you said watch before longin. I've never said 85k. I was referring to 86.6. Sorry, 87.6. So I'm not sure what you mean. Ahmed has a little time to make educational videos. Just show up daily with your notebook, take notes, and help the community by answering each other questions in the chat. Thank you, Wade, for being too kind. To be honest, like you've been doing a wonderful job by answering. Your answers are much better than even my answers, to be honest. Okay, let's say you took a trade at 87k short. Where would you put the stop loss? Smart. I do like the question, so I'm going to answer it. Anyways, it's going to be wherever the top or the wick of the candle is. So I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly, but assuming that the preferred scenario is actually seeing let me go to the lower time frame, seeing a wick all the way higher than 87.6. Why? Because we got a little bit of a liquidity, so we got these little like lines, so it's better, to be honest, to take them out. So assuming I get the preferred scenario, which is going above 88, sometimes like the higher the better. So let's just assume we go above to 88. We pierce through 88 exactly, and then go lower and fall to 86.7. That would be the short trade, and then the stop loss would be at the wick at the top. So whatever that would end up being, so whether that would be here or there, I can't tell you exactly, but that's the idea. Just wait for wait for the fake out, whether this fake out or the better one at 88, and then do the execution once we lose a certain area. Because you gotta understand, like, the beginners out there will only focus about the entry or the price I say, but rather you have to focus on the exact like needed price action for you to enter such a trade, because obviously what could happen or may happen could be like an easy thing to happen, that we get the New York session open, which is going to be happening in 27 minutes. And if we manage to reclaim 87.6, it's easy to get an easy quick pump, like as I expected or predicted, whatever you want to call it. This dump that I spoke about from yesterday, we can get it on the flip side if we manage to reclaim 87.6. But the difference is here between me talking about a possible short and a possible pump. See how I call it a pump, not a long? Because I'm against long in this. Like, even though I'm happy about me talking or maybe warning you guys of a potential dump, this one, I didn't short it. Same, likewise here, guys. Even though I'm going to be warning you guys of a potential bump, this isn't a long trade. Why? Because I do not long the break of a certain resistance line. Yeah, I mean that this line, this red zone, is either a short or not doing anything and watching the price. Let me quickly just check something here. All right. To add on the stop loss idea, I'm glad I did not do that now. I think the invalidation zones sometimes get intentionally crossed just it to be a fake out. Could be sometimes. The reason of dropping after opening the market after a drop is the fear of whales. I mean, we can all discuss, or we can do any mental gymnastics by thinking about why we dropped, but I see it as a waste of time. Personally, to be honest, like, even though it may sound nice, but what good would it do me or tell me? Like, if I lost money, I already lost. If I made money, I already made money. If I didn't do nothing, I already did nothing. Like, what would be the reason for me wasting hours or even minutes or even seconds, for that matter, discussing why we dropped? NPUC meaning, I think we've covered it, but NPUC is basically naked point of control. So a point of control, which is a high volume area of a certain day, week, month. And for that day, week, month, the point of control was closed, or sorry, the candle of the day, week, month was closed and never hit again. So that is a naked point of control. Comments have almost slowed down, so please answer the ETH inquiry. Yeah, thank you. Sorry for not answering that. I just, you know me, guys. I totally love and enjoy like having discussions. So yeah, you gotta remind me. Nothing bad about it. Like, if you see me like going on a rant, remind me and maybe like tell me like you gotta do this and that. Doesn't matter, to be honest. So totally fine. Thank you, Livingsman1, and sorry for missing the inquiry. Anyways, salam, thank you, brother. Likewise, brother. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that. Anyways, so when it comes to ETH, I gotta cover now what will be happening next. I'm quite proud of the fact that, notice how, like, if you wanna go back to Friday, guys, Friday was, we spoke about ETH when it had been pumping literally at its highest, like at its peak locally. I mean, like, obviously we had a higher peak, but I'm talking about this one. Like, see how we literally had seen a pump, and I explicitly said, guys, that even though I'm quite proud and happy of the fact that we had bounced perfectly off of my buy area, I don't want to be lying to you guys and say that I longed or bought ETH, whether spot or even opened up a trade here, because I didn't do that. And I said, guys, that I'm more prepared, or I'm always prepared to see the price go all the way higher and for me to lose on a potential profit, rather than jumping on a long or buying at the top. See, or notice how, like, I'm using these like examples because they are brand new as an important example to sell you guys on the idea to stop longing for the sake of God the tops. Like, please, if your only reason to long ETH is because it has been going up, see how you could have easily and nicely lost all your money trying to long just because it had bumped. I always tell you guys to wait for dumps to look for longs. Wait for pumps to look for shorts. It can be said easier than that, to be honest. Anyways, with that being said, let me now like maybe look on a higher time frame. We had the monthly candle close, so I think that would be more important to start with. Anyways, obviously 4 candles in a row going all the way lower. Nothing much has to be said on ETH, to be honest. Like, ever since I sold it from the all-time high, I haven't been paying quite much of attention. Why? Because I mainly focus on Bitcoin. You gotta understand, guys, that Bitcoin is the main like mover of the market. and I say it quite like quite simply the one that only decides if the market's going higher or not. Like we can waste hours talking about certain altcoins, and it is beneficial to talk about ETH because obviously ETH is the second mover or secondary mover of the market. It is, or it does affect the whole altcoin market, but like whenever we have bitcoins showing uncertainty, and not even uncertainty, like showing like bearishness, if I'm waiting for a potential huge drop on bitcoin, as I said guys, we can immediately drop again an extra 20%, which would total to be almost 50%, if not more. Let me see. Yeah, at around 50%, 46%. So losing the potentially losing half of the bitcoin value or bitcoin's value would probably stop me from overly loving ETH. Because you gotta remember guys that ETH, even though like I was an Ethereum bull, maybe because like unfortunately we didn't start making content on the English channel we started only from August. But if you're a follower of the Arabic channel, you would have known that from April to literally selling the top at the all-time high on ETH, I was the biggest bull. I made like close to 3x. It literally became one of the biggest, the biggest, or almost closer to becoming my portfolio. Like literally Ethereum had become literally my portfolio, so mostly ETH, because I was like happily buying ETH from 1,300 all the way higher. Even like I think my latest buy was at 4,200, 4,300. So I was literally buying, like, even like I literally had this written down. This was written down, guys, by the way, almost 2 years ago. Like I had the 1,800 area as a must buy. I literally had it like written on one of my previous old live streams on my Arabic channel. Unfortunately, guys, I do admit, or I understand that there's no reason to talk about it because that wasn't posted on my Arabic channel. But if you wanna, like, if you're interested, just go to my Arabic channel. You'll find videos like from April to August. Every single time I was super bullish on ETH, expecting higher. Like I literally, even though I'm against it, I literally made like explicit videos for just for ETH. Even though I don't do them rarely do I do them. So as you can see, I literally had a video. Obviously, can't read the title, but it's titled "The Path of Ethereum to an All-Time High." That was posted when ETH was at 3,700. Obviously, that was maybe on August. So see, like even on August, when ETH was at 3,700, I was calling for an all-time high, so close to $5,000. But even prior to that, I'm not here bragging, but I just want to teach you guys, or make you understand that why I'm not focusing on ETH much, because I made a video selling the all-time high and I was making like literal videos before that. So if you want to do that, be my guest, guys. We literally had videos like this one, I think. Yeah. Sorry. So this title, bear with me, guys. I'm not here bragging. I'm just quite proud of the fact. I would have loved to have shared it on my English channel. Unfortunately, we weren't making content back then. We only started like 3 months ago. So hopefully we'll catch nice things like that on the English channel. But here, I just want to like translate the title. Bear with me, guys. I'm just enjoying the conversation here. This one is literally saying بالدليل, which is, sorry, like with evidence, comma, why is ETH the best investment now? That's literally the title here. I'm not bragging. I just want to teach you guys that I literally, or sorry, not teach you, but show you that I'm not here against Ethereum. I'm not, the reason why I haven't spoken much about it, especially because ever since we had started the channel here, because coincidentally, the beginning of the Champs Crypto English had maybe coincided with me selling the all-time high. By the way, guys, the all-time high selling, or me selling the all-time high was posted also on the English channel. Even though like the bullishness wasn't given fully on the English channel because we only started in August, but at least we were able to catch the good last, maybe I'd say, let me go back to ETH to see like when we started the English channel. Anyways, let me go to the daily time frame. I think we caught the final maybe 10-20% bump. So we started the channel on August maybe. So I think we caught maybe that's too much. I think that's more than expected, to be honest. 47%, that's quite high. Like if you wanna go back to my previous videos, go to the videos that I made before posting a video titled "I sold ETH." Like watch this, why I sold Ethereum today. That was posted. If you wanna double check, I'm not here bragging. That was literally posted on the literal top, like the tippity top of the little candle of the daily candle that was literally making the all-time high. So my order is at 4,815. I'll be actually looking for the order execution just to show it to you guys, by the way. But anyways, I'm not here bragging. I just want to tell you the whole journey of me and ETH. just to understand why I'm staying away from it or from it right now. So yeah, I started buying at 1,300, accumulating like stupidly. I literally went all against my investment like rules just to buy ETH randomly, fully, like literally my portfolio turned into an ETH portfolio, buying for a good 4 months. But then at the top, I made a video said, or I called why I sold Ethereum today. And basically the reason was here that I didn't, sorry guys, I'm quite proud of the fact that this ended up being an all-time high. But even from in the video, if you watch the video, I said that I'm not sure if this would end up being the all-time high, but as someone who already broke enough rules investing randomly and investing heavily, I gotta sell at a smart area. So I'm happy about selling, but obviously I'm not going to make it seem as if, oh, I know this the top, I sold ETH at the top. Absolutely not. But just to finish off what I want to say, guys, watch the videos that were made before the video titled why I sold Ethereum, because obviously that was the final like bullish, oh, sorry, not bullish time, but the final selling, like the ending of our journey with ETH. But before selling it, every single video, like even those ones that don't include the thumbnail or the title on ETH, were mentioning me expecting higher on ETH. So maybe this one would be an easier one because we got ETH in the thumbnail. I'm not sure what I did say about that, but every single video was me talking about ETH. Let me quickly find, yeah, see this one? I was literally expecting higher on ETH. I remember this one because we were talking about going, hold on a second, let me see. Yeah, this one I was talking about ETH going to $5,000. Like this was the end of me buying ETH. Like the last time I bought ETH was at 4,300. Here, let me check it over. Yeah, that would have been, yeah, it's this section, as you can see. So last time I bought ETH was here, 4,300, then it bumped to 4,900 and I sold. Anyway, so the reason why I'm saying all of this, guys, because you have to understand, guys, the ETH prior to actually getting one of the most amazing pumps, the easiest pump to understand or to predict. Prior to that, we had a hard, to be honest, like time with ETH. Like, but ETH was like almost had been ranging for a good part of like exactly 4 years, guys. So we had been ranging, obviously, with lots of highs and lots of lows, but you gotta remember that ETH had been ranging for a whole while, guys. So right now we don't have to totally forget the history or the previous price action of ETH just because we had seen only a good 4 months. Like if Bitcoin goes lower, if Bitcoin manages to go to 67K, that would be a 20% drop. If ETH only goes 20% like lower as Bitcoin, because obviously most of the time it's going to go lower, much lower, but let's just assume that only it goes 22%, which is like Bitcoin, that would take Ethereum to 2,100. Sorry, 2,100 is better said. All right, 2,100. So also add to that the multiplier of seeing much lower prices if Bitcoin goes lower. So we can as easily go and fall lower below $2,000. I'm not here saying that ETH will do that. I'm not here spreading FUD. So the reason why most beginners maybe mistake or take my words in the wrong way, because they only focus on the words as a prediction. Here I'm not saying that Ethereum will go lower below $2,000. I'm only saying that it is a very high possibility. So what can you do with that? Rather than buying randomly, understand that you can buy at a better like spot or entry, and also understand that don't be overly surprised if the price goes lower. That's the only thing I wanna maybe like bring across to you guys. Like you gotta understand these concepts, but don't take them as me spreading FUD or telling you guys to sell now. Like obviously the selling would have been at the tops. Like I was saying, sell ETH at 4,900, 4,800, even a bit way below that. So as you can see, we had already gone down like 50%. Selling now doesn't make sense at all. You just want to waste your money. Like whether you made money, lost money, just a waste of money, and with all due respect, a stupid decision to sell now. Anyways, so with that being said, the good thing is at least right now that Bitcoin hasn't quite been like breaking down. So we haven't started the journey to go lower. We never know. We can maybe go above 87.5, reclaim that, go above 91, reclaim that, and then have a good bullish time. Anyways, if that happens, that's totally fine. So I don't want to jump into conclusion by saying that Ethereum will definitely go lower. I just want to cover both scenarios because obviously right now on a higher time frame, the good thing is about it that it hasn't yet lost the 2600, 2500 area. So it is quite good right now to be not totally bearish. So I'll say this, like if Bitcoin hits a good support area once we hit back 2500, I might be looking to spot buy ETH. But if Bitcoin loses, if Bitcoin goes actually to 67k, I'd probably be predicting that ETH will go to 1,800. Looks very likely, to be honest, like revisiting this point of control. So I'll probably like cancel the idea of buying at 2,500 and buy at 1,800, so 1,800. So these are my areas of importance. I'm waiting not too long here or buy here because Bitcoin hasn't been stable enough. But whether Bitcoin stabilizes above maybe 91 or goes to 67, that would decide whether I buy above 2,500 or at or below $2,000 up at 1,800. So hopefully I've even though like I've not been like sorry, I didn't take your inquiry, brother, for maybe 20 minutes. Hopefully the answer was quite extensive here. Thank you, brother, for being patient with me. As I said, guys, I try to read every single comment, but thank you for reminding me. Anyways, let me take a sip of water and then I'll take a look at the comments here. Yes, he showed it on the channel. I was subscribed then. Kudos for you, brother. I'm quite happy about that because obviously that shows that you are one of the rare few long-term viewers. Do you have a long-term investing bag or you solely focus on trading? It differs. Like the percentage, like the weight of the investment bag differs if we are in a bullish time or a bearish time. So I wouldn't be selling at the bearish time, but I'd probably be taking profits when the bullish times are like coming. So like usually you'll see my allocation for the investment bag increase when the price is dumping and decrease when the price is pumping. So it's quite inverse to what usually you see in the market. So yeah, I do have an investment bag, obviously. Not obviously, but yeah, thank you for asking the question. Are you done with ETH and Solana? I wouldn't say I'm done with them because like never say never, but for the time being, I hate loving or sticking with altcoins when they literally can go to 95% down. So rather than being a Solana maxi or Ethereum maxi or Bitcoin maxi, just trade them and make the money, the most money out of them. So right now, no, Ethereum doesn't give me the highest return or a possible return, so I will stay away from it for the time being. Doesn't matter, doesn't mean that I wouldn't be trying to maybe scalp it, long trade it, but as an investment, I'd much rather for Bitcoin to stabilize over 91 or go to 67. Sorry, we got Piero in the chat. Thank you, Ernesto. Ethereum goes much lower than 2k for the bottom. Yeah, we'll see. No one knows, but yeah, totally fine, totally possible. Ethereum was my best buy this cycle too in April. Sentiment said ETH was a dead chain. Unfortunately, lost all the gains on it with trading. Such is life. Totally fine. That's so, as long as you've learned from the experience. I think the experience is more key than money. I think Zloty said, what is about that on Monday market? Taking out the Monday high and low as well. Yeah, even though I'd say that maybe the Monday high is too high, like the Monday high is like at a higher price, I'd say that, hold on a second. Yeah, so the Monday high, let me see where the Monday high is exactly at. Yeah. Yeah, so see how the Monday high is literally at 90.3, 90.4, so it's quite far away. So yeah, the only way we can maybe go back to the Monday high is if we reclaim 87.5. So reclaiming 87.5 would make me feel maybe that we can go to the Monday high, but I wouldn't focus on the Monday high, Monday low idea for today, at least unless or until we reclaim 87.5. But thank you for actually noticing and paying attention to these ideas. Khalaf, thank you, brother. We got actually said, isn't Bitcoin normally going back to the 50 WMA first? I don't look at these, to be honest, but thank you. You did well. Not easy to think and speak in English as a second language. Well done. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the kind words. Even though I should be good in English because I'm not sure about that. But academically, I'm well in English, but maybe not in a conversation. I think I'm getting better because like every single piece of content that I watch on the internet is in English, but I do understand that speaking it is much different than actually like listening to it. So yeah, I do need to get my reps in. Anyways, we got a motto in the chat. I made it for the live. Yeah, to be honest, the live has been for the past 1 hour and 30 minutes, guys. So I think that everybody should have at least caught me for at least a good minute or so. Anyways, yeah, before I forget, guys, before we maybe read more comments, I just want to quickly mention Swift over the fact that we have the description where we got the week's exclusive offer. As I've been trying to say, guys, that please bear with me and don't be annoyed if I mention it at least once or maybe at maximum twice per live stream. So anyways, if you want to support the channel, also move to the exchange where I mainly use it for every single trade that I take, guys. You got the description, or sorry, the link in the description and also in the pinned comment. So no matter you use the pinned comment or the description, both of them will lead to weeks. And just to emphasize, guys, that we have the referral code which would support me. So using the referral code would support me. I gotta be like totally honest with that, transparent with that, and also it would give you the little, not the biggest bonus, but a good bonus, to be honest. I do like weeks. I use them as a trader mainly every single day. So you get the $50 bonus if you deposit 100. So I think that's quite easy, but I gotta totally be truthful with you guys and tell you guys that I know there is like a little bit of a stigma about someone using or sharing a link. So please don't use the link if you don't want to. I merely have it on the description as a way to support the channel and also as a way for you to find the best offer, because obviously I'm in contact and also in a partnership with Weeks. So whenever we get the best possible offer to give you guys, you'll always find it in the description. So even if you're not or you haven't decided yet to move to Weeks, you'll always find the description having the best offer for a certain time. So you don't have even to ask me, just look for the description, you'll find a new offer. And also I'll promise you guys that maybe I'll try in the next week or so to contact Weeks and ask them for a trading competition. Basically, the trading competition is actually whoever ranks higher using the trading volume will get USDT actual airdrop. So it's a fun little competition for those who wanna become active traders on Weeks. Totally up to you guys, but as a promise, I'll try to get it done by next week or maybe the week after. If you want to prepare yourself, the trading competition is going to be exclusively for those who have used or signed up to Weeks using my link. So totally nice, but up to you guys. I said I try not to overly promote or do anything. By the way, guys, the only link that I have that may be helping my channel is only the Weeks link. The other one is only a free Telegram channel where I do post little updates here and there, but nothing to sell you other than that. Literally an empty link description other than the two links we've got on the description. Anyways, so young but so smart. Thank you, Khalaf. How did you start learning how to trade? By doing everything that is wrong, until I found something that I was able to make money with. So I threw lots of stuff on the wall and then saw what stuck with me, and that's totally the idea. Monday low is so close, or is close. Yeah. So Monday low is better because Monday low has the daily low. Oh, sorry, the Monday low, the daily low is also closer to the NPOC and a daily. Like I usually much prefer when a line is like never hit but gotten close to it, for us to go back below, fake it out, and then use it as a nice entry. So yeah, I do like the fact that the Monday low, which has a high likelihood of being taken out, is very close but didn't hit our support. So if you go back below and reclaim 87.75 or 84.75 or 84.8, then maybe we can think about a scalp long. Can you do a quick summary of your setups you're looking for? Obviously with the disclaimer to check the beginning of the video for more context. Yeah, so the quick summary is just this line for a little scalp long, this line for a little scalp short. Other than that, nothing of importance to me, because like reclaiming 87.5 would probably cause a large pump. Losing, or not losing, but even like sticking with 87.5 as resistance would probably cause a much lower drop. Those competitions sound nice sound out of reach for me, haha, but the idea sounds cool. Yeah, to be honest, like it's not something for everybody. I just wanna do them because they're fun and also because they're easy to achieve actual USDT. Like obviously, If you want to use the link, guys, here, as mentioned in the description, just quickly emphasize this fact, guys, that if you just make an account with Weeks, no KYC, by the way, guys, if you use the Weeks account or use my link with the referral code, you'll be able to make, or sorry, you get a $10 bonus to 100, depending on your luck, only for just putting your phone number and email. So easy to do, doesn't require deposit. And secondarily, you'll get a deposit of, sorry, you get a bonus of $50 if you deposit 100. But just to emphasize, guys, that as they're called, they're only a bonus. So you gotta understand that if you deposit 100, you wouldn't be credited an actual $50 USDT, but you will be given a bonus that you will be able to use in your own trading. So think about it, like you can have, if you deposit 100, you'll get $50 that can open a trade with. It is good, it is fun, it's also like profitable, especially because like I'm giving out trades, so obviously you can follow the trades and then make money. Like if you use the $50 that you get to make or open a trade, and then you profit off of the $50, so you get maybe, let's just say 100%, just to make it easy in math, you'll be able to get an actual $50 USDT. But I also gotta emphasize that the reason why I try to make trading competitions from here and there from time to time, because the bonuses are just bonuses, are not real actual USDT. So if you're thinking about just making an account and never using Weeks, obviously the bonus wouldn't be good for you. You gotta trade with it before making money. Did you make a trading log? Yeah, absolutely, brother. You gotta write down and like journal your entries, the reasons for the entries, the mistake if you didn't make money, anything in terms of a note about the trade. Yeah, I think that's quite important to be had. Even though it is advanced, it is boring. I don't speak much about it, but if someone is asking me about that, I'd say that's 100% crucial. New York will open in 2 minutes. Yeah, guys, to be honest, I almost spent right now closer to 1 hour and 35 minutes, but we might as well just do that. I'm enjoying the conversation. Let me just wait for the market session to open, even though I'm supposed, guys, by the way, I'm supposed to go live on my Arabic channel. I'll delay it a bit. Anyways, I'm trying to stick for as long as possible, so that would be totally nice. Anyways, welcome. Thank you, Renata. Thank you for showing up. It's been a welcome for a while now. I think 1 hour 30 minutes is more than a welcome. That $50 would get a big chunk of my losses back, assuming I make money with it. Yeah, that sounds nice. Does Weeks have an app for iPhone? I'll switch over for the deposit bonus. Yeah, they do, by the way, guys. Like, if you wanna look them up, you can either make an account with the link and then like download the app and then sign in, or you can literally like go in App Store, look or search for Weeks, and then you can type in the referral code manually. So I'll copy and paste the referral code in the description, just to make sure, the guys, that if you decide instead of using the link, you want to download the app and then sign up there, make sure that you do it manually. So just type in QLWL, all lowercase, or just copy paste the comment that I put that I sent on. Don't your Arabic viewers complain for sticking with us longer? Absolutely not, because sorry, they do get the market New York session open most of the time. So the live stream for the Arabic channel happens to be during the New York session. Also, because I also managed to stick way lower or longer on the Arabic channel. So don't worry about me, guys. Luckily, I like to speak a lot, so I'll be able to do that like in lots of languages. But thank you. Smart question. The actor said those boring things are super crucial. I've come to realize more and more. Yeah, to be honest, totally crucial. Do we go down? Not that simple. So I wouldn't be able to tell you like, do we go down, yes or not? Guys, we gotta wait for setups. I'm not here to predict the movement of the price. You gotta understand this, because that's totally important, guys. Like, even though you may think or seem that if someone makes money from trading, you like immediately like think that this guy knows where the market is going. Sorry, but that's totally a misconception. I only make money because I understand where is best to take trades, and with that I also understand where is best to not take trades. So that's only what I'm good at. I'm not here to predict. Even though I may have biases, I may able to tell you that holding 91 would probably lead a 67k drop, but that isn't a prediction. I wouldn't be trading based on this. It is just a bias and an outlook on the market. So that's totally important for you guys to understand. Most of you guys unfortunately fail to understand the stark difference between a bias and a trade setup. Like, I have no predictions to give in this market, guys, unfortunately. Even though I'd love to maybe make it enjoyable with you, for you, by giving predictions. Unfortunately, we're not in the prediction market. We are in the business of making money, guys. Anyways, I think I've said that like quite a lot. I think I like the sentence. Experts are selling there. We'll start a war between USA and Venezuela this week. It's a waste of time. If you're trading with $100, guys, and you're thinking about becoming a profitable trader, and you're focusing on whether the US will go with war, or would go sorry, with start a war with Venezuela or whatever, you're totally wasting your time, guys. Like, I'm not sure how like the war would help me long or short the market. Trust me. You're wasting your time. You're looking at the wrong stuff. Maybe the easiest stuff to maybe understand, but the wrong stuff that you're wasting your time with. If you want to become a trader, don't be telling me the war is going to start. It could happen. It may happen. It could maybe on a long enough time horizon drop the price, but on a lower time frame, you wouldn't be able to do nothing with this information. Like, if you're investing with billions of dollars, obviously you need, as an investor, to look at the economic and the political state of the world. But if you're trading with a little capital as a day trader, as a profitable trader, you gotta understand that these things do not matter. I literally couldn't care less. I'm not here like bringing you down. I just want to teach you, or actually guide you towards the good stuff or the important stuff here, brother. So thank you for like mentioning that. I'm quite enjoying you actually putting like such comment. That's totally fine. I'm quite happy about it, especially because you even put a little question mark. So nothing wrong with that. Thank you, brother. Hopefully you'll take it as a good guidance. I'm not here making fun of you. I just want to teach you that I think that it's better not to look at everything, because like you'll get distracted. Like, you may have lots of monitors, you may feel good by like looking at stuff, researching stuff, but trust me, you'll get distracted. You should have shorted the micro strategy. It doesn't matter, to be honest. I think the micro strategy is just a leveraged Bitcoin trust. Are there ways to still follow your Arabic streams without knowing Arabic, but you might be able to recommend? I feel FOMO at times. Not sure, to be honest, because what would be the smart way of doing it? I have no idea. But I'm not sure. I think I do cover lots of stuff on both live streams, so you should be alright by watching the live stream, waiting for the little update, and also just following me on the free Telegram. By the way, I've got this little animation that literally like loops every minute, so that would be a good reminder for you guys to go and follow me, or subscribe to me, whatever it's called, on the free Telegram channel. Nothing to sell you, but the reason why I say, or I do mention, the free Telegram channel from time to time is because it is important if you're someone who's actually want to be kept updated in the market or about the market. So no, I won't be selling you anything, but I merely just say it for the sake of you actually sticking or being updated, because I may say something and then the market would move, and it only will take us another 24 hours for me to start a live stream. So in between these times, I can only cover like lots of stuff in the live stream. I have to make little videos or little updates on the free Telegram channel, especially because if I'm outside the office, I wouldn't be making videos, but I can make little like posts on the free Telegram channel. So just totally up to you if you want to follow me, guys. But make sure, by the way, to also have the notification bell on, because you gotta understand that we're not talking about the political state of the world. We're only talking about little setups and biases on a daily basis. So if you want to make money and become a day trader, this is the kind of like sort of content I'm putting out. So it could be not for you, could be for you, but if it is for you, if it actually like makes you interested, make sure that you're following me on a daily basis. Why I'm saying that? Because I won't be asking you for likes, subs, or even anything. But if you want to do that, then make sure that at least you either watch the video in the same exact day that it's posted on, or never watch it. Don't come to it like 3-4 days after and make or joke or make fun of the content that was literally had gone or expired after saying that. Looks like we gotta test 87. Yeah, seems like it. I tried a few times, many times, but all I understand is that the lines are the same and the bars are the same. So English works for me. Yeah, to be honest, that's totally fine. Is this FOMO justified? All right, the Telegram for far enough. Good call. I tend to fear that things might change after the English stream, but that happened during the Arabic stream. Yeah, to be honest, the fear is justified, but I'll tell you that you shouldn't be overly invested in the market. Like, look, like you either don't have a trade open, so that's easy, just stop thinking about it. And if you have a trade open, that maybe the reason why you're over invested in the market is because you're over leveraged, and also you're over margined, or you got a too much amount setting on a certain trade. So try lowering the amount you enter or the leverage, and then see how maybe at ease you feel during your day. And that could be it, to be honest, because I wouldn't say that me being online 24/7 would help it. Trust me, it's just a matter of how much you've got in the trade, brother. So anyways, I think that we're getting closer to 2 hours. That's totally unfair for the Arabic viewers, so I've got to move there, make content there, and also say everything that I said here, guys, again and again for an hour or two. So to be honest, doesn't matter. I'm quite enjoying here, enjoying the experience. Also, guys, by the way, today is actually, or tomorrow would be Independence Day for the UAE, which I'm located at. So technically today is actually a holiday, a public holiday, and also tomorrow, but the market never sleeps. I won't be leaving you guys. I already took a vacation by going to Qatar for like 3 days, and I even still made content, so doesn't matter. We won't be going on a vacation nowhere. And I hope, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow, same exact time, 24 hours from now at 7 a.m. Eastern time. If I'm a bit late, give me some leeway, guys, by setting the notification bell on, and also joining the free Telegram channel so I can get a notification once I go live. And as I said, guys, you also got the week's link in case you want to move exchanges. Totally up to you, and I'll get you the guys, or I'll leave you guys at it. If you want to trade, just be patient, don't overtrade.